Hi, it is so nice seeing you again. I'm sorry I was absent for a couple of weeks, but my health said no. She went on strike, but I'm much better now. So today I'm going to be showing you some of the books I have acquired lately. This is Michelle's Melancholia, where we read books to fear and shed a tear, and today we have a book haul. I'm actually going to split this into two parts because I have this box full of books, but they are special. So I'm going to show these on a separate video, and I'll just start with the regular books. The first one is The Classic Horror Stories by H.P. Lovecraft, and I got this one because the only Lovecraft book I owned before is this huge, heavy book that's just not very comfortable to carry around. So I wanted something that I could just throw in my bag and bring anywhere with me. And I also really wanted this edition because of the cover. This is some nature artwork by Ernst Haeckel. If I remember correctly, he was a German, I want to say, naturalist from the early 1900s, and he did a series of illustrations called The Forms of Nature or something like that, that depict different living creatures in this very symmetric, almost geometric kind of way. And I just think they're very beautiful, and somehow they are really fitting to Lovecraft's works. I got that at Waterstones, and at the moment they had an offer for classics. So I also got the Penguin Book of the Undead, 1500 Years of Supernatural Encounters. And this is a non-fiction account of different historical narratives, theological texts, and personal letters that explore the concept of ghosts, spirits, zombies, and those types of creatures throughout history. The back says it is an array of accounts that chart the evolution in our thinking about the ability of dead souls to return to the realm of the living. And this is for a reading project I am planning, but I'm not yet sure what it is going to be exactly, so I'll have to update you on that, maybe like a few months. And because of the offer, I had to choose one more classic, and I chose Jude the Obscure by Thomas Hardy, and this is because it was one of the books recommended to me by 12 friends, and this was recommended to me by Micah Cummins, so I will be reading this at some point this year. I think even though it is the most intimidating one of all the recommendations I got. Also this year I'm on a mission to read all of Michael McDowell's books, so I got Gilded Needles and Katie. And actually, both of these books I have read already, and I loved both of them. I will have a full video review for them in a couple of weeks. I am also on a mission to read good vintage horror, so I got Hellhound by Ken Greenhall. This is part of the official Paperbacks from Hell collection of reissued vintage horror. I'm pretty sure it's about an evil dog, and I have it on good authority that this is very, very good, so I'm excited to read it. Then we have the horror book of the moment. Everyone is talking about this, and it is episode 13 by Craig DeLuey, and yes, I already read it. I loved it, and I will also have a full review of this soon. Who am I? Buying books and immediately reading them. If you don't know, this is about a ghost hunting crew. They have a reality TV show, and for episode 13, they visit a haunted mansion, and of course they find much more than they were expecting to. I also received the Shelterbox Book Club pick for this month, and it is My Pen is the Wing of a Bird, new fiction by Afghan women. And it is actually the first anthology of short fiction by Afghan women in English translation. This is in no way marketed as horror, but I am super intrigued by the description. It says, a woman's fortitude saves her village from disaster. A teenager explores their identity in a moment of quiet. A petition writer reflects on his life as a dog lies nursing her puppies. A tormented girl tries to find love through a horrific act. a headmaster makes his way to work, treading the fine line between life and death. And I guess the stories are supposed to be quite intense, but in general, I think the feel of the book is more uplifting and illuminating. Then we have The Best Horror of the Year, volume 14, and this is an anthology of short horror fiction selected by Ellen Datlow. So she picks out what she believes is the best in each year, and it takes a while to come out. I suppose it's a lot of work to put it together. So volume 14 is the most recent, and it includes fiction that was first published in 2021. I've only read the first story, so I don't have much to say, but the one I read was good. I will update you when I read more of it. And finally, we have The Child Thief by Brom. This was also recommended by a friend for the 12 books from 12 friends project that I'm doing this year, and I actually haven't read any Brom at all, so I'm pretty excited to get to this. I almost forgot to say this is actually a Peter Pan retelling, but it is supposed to be very dark and a little bit disturbing. And finally, I also wanted to show you some books that I borrowed from my local library. The first one is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, because I've actually never read Peter Pan and I didn't really want to read a retelling without having some more context. I mean, I've watched the Disney movie, but I have no idea how faithful that is to the source material. So I was just really curious to see what this would be like. Then for the Horror Spotlight book club, I borrowed House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. I think this is YA, and it is about a pair of sisters that disappeared when they were kids and then they came back, but I think they don't remember where they went or what happened, and then one of them goes missing again. And I guess at this point they have to unravel the mystery of what happened the first time around, and I'm pretty sure this has supernatural elements in it. And finally, I borrowed Black Mamba by William Friend, and this is also for one of the many book clubs I'm in, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this, so I thought I would read the description for you. Daddy, there's a man in a room. This is the chilling announcement Alfie hears one night when he wakes in his quiet suburban house to find his twin daughters at the foot of his bed. It's been 9 months since Pippa, their mother, suddenly died, and they've been unsettled ever since. So Alfie assumes they've probably had a nightmare. Still, he goes to check to reassure the girls. As expected, he finds no man, but in the following days, the girls begin to refer to someone called Black Mamba. So it seems like the girls start to develop this imaginary friend, but we don't know if it's imaginary or actually real, and things get dark and dangerous. And it says it is a darkling tale of tragedy, hauntings, and sexual desire, a novel of a father's love for his struggling daughters, and a widower's growing love for a woman after his wife's death. It says it has smart Gothic touches, and it is a challenge to our assumptions of what and who constitutes a modern family. So I have no idea what to expect, and I'm really curious to see whether I will like this one. That is all I have for you today. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books or if you are excited for any of them, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye bye!